Hi everyone, this is Shaz again, and I'm here doing a post-commentary as such on the new Battlefield multiplayer trailer that was released earlier. Now, I've also invited a good friend of mine, Doc, here tonight, so thanks for joining me.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. Now, with kind permission from Daniel Matros, the community manager, I've been allowed to use the footage. I thought I would ask first, because I know a lot of people were posting pre-alpha gameplay, which is just not the done thing, because at the end of the day you've been given privilege to play the game, so you certainly don't want to be releasing footage of a pre-alpha. So as you can see, I'm playing the trailer at the moment in normal speed, which you've probably seen 100 times over, but I'm going to slow the actual trailers down and repeat them a couple of times, and that's just so that we can discuss a few things. So first thing I want to ask you, Doc, is what do you think about this after all the trailers today?
I think Call of Duty's days are coming to an end. They had a pretty good run, but Battlefield they're going all the way with this one, and so far everything I've seen has been really, really impressive. And so far everything I've seen from other first-person shooters has been more of the same.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think Call of Duty's days are numbered with this one especially. I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch DICE as far as first-person shooters at the moment. What my opinion of the whole thing is they've taken the best bits from all previous shooters, what made them good in Battlefield 2 and Bad Company 2, Medal of Honor, maybe even a little bit of the COD movement or whatever, and they've put everything together and they've came up with this, and it looks fantastic. A couple of things I've noticed, the sound is just phenomenal. It's got that sort of recoil you can see here with the gun, bouncing back in your face. Is there anything else that's sort of stuck out for you, Doc? I mean, I don't know about what about the knife action?
The knifing is definitely different, and anyone that's seen me play knows that I'm a big fan of the knife, mostly for the dog tag factor. And I'm a hardcore run and gun player in pretty much every game, and try and be as quick as possible. Mm-hmm. That's really the whole strategy behind the run and gun thing, is you have to be fast or it doesn't work. And to be brutally honest, I'm a little concerned that the new knife animation and such as that might slow that down some. But I guess I'll just have to shoot more people.
Well, you could try that. I'm sure I could hear people just sort of sighing with relief in the distance there. So they're not going to be giving away the dog tags. But if you do pick up the tags, I've noticed a couple of the sort of in the kill feeds, it's like 300 points or whatever, which is really good. Now, I asked some of the community for some of their feedback, on what they've seen so far, and some of the people were kind enough to message me on Twitter with a few comments. So I just want to read out a few of these, Doc. For example, Memphis 10, he thought it was awesome. He's talking about the customizable tags. Pidit, another friend of yours, Doc. He's wondering how the knife animation that you mentioned is going to play out. As well, and he's also saying that sort of Medal of Honor style award system, missile launch on the Cav, whatever the vehicle was, he's excited about it. Just going down a few of the other comments. I'm going to mention these guys because they've taken the time to get back to me. You've got XTomV on Twitter. He said looks like Medal of Honor with improved visuals, but the slower pace feel of Battlefield Bad Company 2. And the guns also look more powerful. And you've got Sadie82 looks awesome, simple stabbing part. He loved the stabbing part. It's going to be fun. Our buddy Condor says 6 different kinds of awesome. He said, bro, I think this one's going to beat out MW3. Well, at least for him it is. He's done with COD. So it's been really good to hear some of the people's thoughts on it. And as I said, we've slowed this video right down because we are kind of limited to time, and I don't want to keep repeating the same trailer. Is there anything you noticed? I mean, we were talking about this earlier, Doc, and we spotted something, in the bottom right with the percentage for the health. Do you want to maybe just have a little chat about that?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a welcome addition to have not just a red tint on the screen, but a number. I'm assuming that there will be some kind of indication in terms of, like you're bleeding or whatever that effect is called. I don't know what it is. The jelly from Modern Warfare 2, the ketchup in Battlefield, what have you. A number will be a nice change, because it's been a long time since we've seen a number get associated with health in any game. I mean, that's just something that kind of died many years ago.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody went with the make the screen turn red effect instead.
Yeah, to the point where you fall over.
Yeah.
What?
But a number would be interesting, just to know what damage the weapon is actually doing at various ranges and stuff like that, rather than having to look it up on the internet somewhere. You could actually tell, oh, that guy killed me with whatever. It took him 2 shots from this range, and just help you improve your game in the long run.
Yeah, and if you're a player who pays attention, to the heads-up display, I personally like to look at everything that's going on in the screen. Because I usually run with the saw, in Bad Company 2, I never look at the ammo. Ammo doesn't concern me because there's enough of that. Funny enough, he's using the saw here, but he's got that horrible ACOG scope on it. But the thing with the health, I mean, if you notice your health dropping down 20-30%, you've got to be smart, take cover. Now, we don't know what has been confirmed, like you mentioned earlier. Do we need to find a medic pack, or do you regenerate? There may have been something written, but I haven't really paid too much attention, because I don't like to get too involved with all the sort of pre-alpha stage and whatnot. I like to let everybody have a chance to test it, and obviously my time will come to test it probably around the beta stage or whatever. I do have Medal of Honor pre-ordered, and I bought the copy. I think bought 2 copies of that and a PC copy, so I'm going to get into it at some point. So it's kind of good to see these guys play it out. When you look at the damage here, what do you think of the damage, Doc?
Oh, that's going to be an amazing feature. I can't wait to drop bricks on somebody.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, I wonder how that's going to... I think that's going to really feature heavily on multiplayer. And
I hope so, because the destruction kills are pretty few and far between in Bad Company 2. I mean, they give you a pretty good bit of time to get out of the building once it starts, creaking. And so, I just now unlocked that achievement for getting 20 destruction kills, and I've been playing it on the Xbox since day one.
Yeah, I mean, destruction kills, as you said. I mean, I got my trophy in the PS3 pretty quick, but it was really difficult, and you don't see them. I usually get killed by them opposed to doing them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, same here.
But I mean, okay, the video's actually finished, guys, but we're just going to continue talking for a few minutes. So sorry that there's no background visuals, but we're just going to have a chat about a few things. A couple of things that I read as well recently about the game was the fact that, first of all, there was a sprint boost that somebody saw, which was like a customization unlock. So I'm not really sure. Obviously, sprint boost, as it says on the tin, it's going to maybe give you that. Is it Rush's speed, or is this some perk that you can run with?
I would assume that it's something like lightweight pack, something of that nature, or maybe just sprint longer, like a marathon kind of situation from other games.
Yeah, another thing as well was there's a couple of interesting stats which pop up in the gameplay, such as the highest streak, longest headshot, nemesis streak. So these things, I mean, on the PC, when you play Battlefield Bad Company 2, a lot of the servers do come up with messages, people that are on a, say, 10 kill streak or whatever. So that's quite interesting. It also makes it a bit more fun, especially if you perform well, to see that that your name is there for whatever reason. One thing which you're probably going to be happy about, Doc, as well, with regards to the blade, is that people have noticed different types of knife attacks. There's one which was grab from behind and a knife straight to the heart, which is like Crisis 2. There's also the same but from the front, so you can do that particular move either front or back. So come up behind them and put your blade into their heart, which is pretty gruesome. Also, grab from behind and a backstab. You've also got a leg sweep and a downward chopping motion blow to the chest, which is interesting. And there's also a backhand sweep with a knife to the throat, so that kind of mixes things up a bit. And I was quite fond of the Killzone 3 melee kills, I'm quite excited about that. You know, I'm not really a knife kind of person, but I think it'll be good to see different type of knife kills.
Yeah, it'll definitely change the dynamic of the knifing, it having to go through a whole animation rather than just running up and you take a swing and either hit or miss. Hopefully with the animations added, there will also be less of the rubber knife effect where, you know, it looks like you stabbed a guy, but you get no credit and he turns around and shoots you or stabs you or whatever. Because that is the bane of my existence.
Well, you've also got the crosshairs on the knife and the shock paddles, which is interesting. I mean, I usually kind of judge the shock. I'm quite prolific with my defib kills, you know, on the Bad Company 2. So I kind of judge it, and I always usually get a headshot. But I think having that crosshair with these particular, you know, equipment is going to make things a little bit easier, if not just to be a bit more precise, especially if you're wanting to get more points. Another just a shout out to Jotun Thrash on Twitter. He managed to get into the beta, and he was playing earlier, and you know, he said that the prone's excellent for sort of flanking maneuvers, but he did say that there was so many people prone with the SVD. He's also
that could be a big deal. So I remember playing Battlefield 2. There was a lot of snipers that would get as far out on the edge of the map as possible and just lay there prone and pretty much not die the entire match and rack up tons and tons and tons of kills. And that's something I see coming back, which could be good for knife kills, because there's nothing I love more than running up behind, you know, 3 or 4 Wookiees sitting there doing nothing and taking their tags. But at the same time, if you can't get out there because they're so far away or just difficult to find, if you're playing something like hardcore, which I'm assuming that there will be a hardcore mode in here where you won't get any kind of kill cam or anything like that, you know, that could be a big game changer.
Yeah. He also, you know, Thrash 666 also mentioned there was excellent lighting, graphics, and the destruction is awesome. And I think that sums it up. I mean, from what we can see through YouTube and, you know, and through the official channels, the game just looks absolutely fantastic. But anyway, guys, you know, thanks for listening if you've got this far to both of us. And I think Doc's going to do a video response to it as well, which will be really interesting to hear. What I'd like to say as well is before I go is all the guys in our sort of channel boxes that we've got as our favourite channels, you know, give all these guys a visit if you haven't already. There's some really good guys, and Doc mentioned a few in one of his last videos about the community. And we've got a really good community going, and there's a lot of guys have started, so you know, help them out, check out their videos and subscribe if you like them, and leave them some comments. And just before we go, Doc, I want to thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, well, take care everyone, and I'll speak to you soon.